Hey everyone, this is Dave Reynolds and welcome to another episode of the Basic Concepts of Bluegrass Soloing. And in the first episode, which has been over a year, I apologize for that, but I talked about the basic concepts, and then I've gotten some really good feedback for it, and I appreciate that. And I had someone message in or comment, Ben Jackson, one of our subscribers, and asked if I would apply those concepts, which I had mentioned in the video that I would apply these concepts to a song. And so that's what we're going to do today. We're going to demonstrate through I Saw the Light, which is something that Ben's working on. And so let's just talk about that a little bit. And I urge you to go back and look at the first video if you haven't, because I'm not going to repeat everything, but we went over the importance of knowing the harmonies, of knowing the melody, and then of knowing your scale, and that you can put all of those things together to come up with a really fun solo, and also to have the confidence and the knowledge of not feeling stuck or lost ever. So, and as far as this song goes, I Saw the Light, it's in the key of G. We've got three chords, G, C, and then we've got D, which just happens right at the very tail end. And actually, it's more like a G chord with a D in the bass, I think. It's the melody note is a B, and you've got a D in the bass. So that's where your D chord comes in. It's right at the very end, but if you're going to play it, the melody with the chords on the guitar, you can just use these open strings. So the most important thing then is to know the chords inside and out, and then the melody. And I got the melody from Hank Williams. I listened to his version of it, and that really gives us the simplest, most, I think, accurate melody. So there's the melody and the chord. So I know I'm on a G chord right there, and I know what the notes are. And then here comes the C chord. So there's the chords and the melody, and that gives you the confidence then, or me the confidence then, to know exactly where I am at all times. And so when I'm on that G chord, I can embellish or have fun with that melody. And that's all I'm doing in there, is just expanding on the melody and knowing, like, when I get here, you know it's a C chord, so your C major pentatonic, those are your choices. Very simple, basic choices. And that's what this video is meant for. We can talk about more advanced concepts over time, but I want to keep it simple so that it's fun. So that's really all you have to work on. Make sure that whatever song you pick, you know the chords, and see if you can fit the melody in there, like I did with this one, so that you can grab it, you can pick it out of the chord, and then know a couple of notes around that you can use in your scale, and you're off and running. So what you're doing, you can record the chords on your phone, play them back, just play the melody, and then embellish the melody. Just say, okay, I know exactly the chord, I know what scale I'm on, or I know what chord I'm representing. At some point you may not even think about scales anymore, and that's really fun, that's really liberating, because you're thinking more about the melody note, maybe some of the chord tones, but you're really able to play all sorts of notes. All of these notes are good here. All of these notes are good. We call that chromaticism, the notes in between the scale tones, playing all of those notes. They're all good. It's just picking when to play them and when to resolve up to a chord tone, and all that we could talk about later. But for the purpose of this video, applying the concepts from the first video to a song, in this case I Saw the Light, make sure you've got the chords nailed down. You can play them, and if you're going to bluegrass jams, just show up, and when they say I Saw the Light or ask if somebody can play it, just play the chords, and then the next time play the melody. And if you're not in some of the bluegrass jams I go to, there's a lot of people, so you can kind of do, if you want to play the melody, you can. you know, unless it's a more intimate setting, if you've got just 3 or 4 people, everybody's got a real specific role. But if you've got 10 people, 15 people, especially 15 guitars or something, then you have the opportunity to play some other things, play the melody. And then when you're really comfortable with the chords and the melody, then start expanding on the melody, play a note or two from the melody, and then some of the notes from the scale. And I just wanted to show you a little bit about what I did, just to give you something maybe fun to think about when you start to expand this. And so one of the real common, you know, bluegrass country licks is to take these notes and add the flat 3 in there. So you sort of play it like a triplet when you get there. That's something really fun that you can kind of incorporate. And some of these are not easy rhythmically to fit, you know, right in the pocket there. So that's something you have to work on. But the other thing that I did was I incorporated a little bit of the G major pentatonic scale. It's the same scale, it's just now in a different position, but I added a note there. That comes from the G minor pentatonic. So at some point you can superimpose some of these scales. You can play a major pentatonic and notes from the minor pentatonic. I want to just really emphasize though that the very basic idea though is that you can almost not think of scales, just think of that melody and playing notes around it, any note that makes you happy, that you can resolve, that you can take those notes and bring them back home if you want to. So even if you lay on a note like that doesn't seem to fit, when you come back to the G, it releases. It's like tension and release. We'll talk about that more in the future. But for now, I hope you enjoyed this video. And please, if you liked it, hit like and subscribe. And I'll be talking to everybody soon. I've got some more videos coming up. I'm going to be doing some online teaching. If anybody's interested, hit me up at thedavereynoldsproject.com under online tutoring. And hope you have an excellent day, and I hope that helps you think a little bit about using the concepts from the first video in a particular song. And it's always just keep it simple. Chords, melody, embellish the melody, know where you are at all times, as far as know that if you know the chord, you're never lost. You know, hey, we're on G, I got these cool little things I do, I know the melody. And go for it. All right, have an excellent day, everybody. See you soon.